Alright guys, hope you're all doing fantastic. The fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk draws that little bit closer. These two heavyweight champions are set to fight this Saturday in Saudi Arabia to unify the title. We're going to finally discover who the best heavyweight in the world is. We have Tyson Fury, undefeated, one draw, who's an absolute giant of a human being, extremely elusive, who's recently changed his style and now going up against Oleksandr Usyk, who's a former cruiserweight. He's a small heavyweight, but his movement and his pace is just unbelievable. And in today's video, we're going to make an argument for how Oleksandr Usyk absolutely destroys, obliterates, dominates Tyson Fury on Saturday night. Now, this isn't really a predictions video. I've done one of these videos for Tyson Fury yesterday. If you missed that, you can go and watch that up here. And just a quick little caveat before we start. In that video, a minute or so in, I mentioned about how Tyson Fury lost to Francis Ngannou. It was a slip of the tongue. I was meant to say how Tyson Fury won against Francis Ngannou, but he didn't really win definitively because the public opinion was so split on that fight and Tyson got knocked down. I just want to say, for the record, I am on Tyson's side for that fight. I did think Tyson edged it, and I was one of the only bigger channels on YouTube to predict that Tyson Fury was going to win that fight. Everyone was going with Ngannou, so I misspoke in that video, just in case you was wondering, and I am on Tyson Fury's side. I believe he's got a big chance of getting the win this Saturday, but who he's going up against is no easy task. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm new to boxing. I've got to say that every single video because it seems like some people expect me to be some sort of expert. I'm not. If you want to criticize me boxing knowledge, why don't you go and start a fucking YouTube channel then? But the few fights that I've seen of Usyk and the more footage that I watch of him, the more I realise he's a tough fight. I remember watching this Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, the rematch, live, and I was absolutely blown away by the skills of Usyk. And I'll be honest with you, it was the first fight that I'd ever seen of Usyk. But to be able to do that to AJ, it was just nothing short of incredible. I remember watching it and thinking, oh my days, he is getting faster as the fight was going on. It was almost Max Holloway-esque, but with incredible head movement and just even more pressure. I myself have kind of said that Oleksandr Usyk is almost like Mike Tyson with a little bit less power in terms of his lateral head movement and the way he just puts the pressure on his opponent. Yet at the same time, Usyk has almost got a bit of a Soviet style, kind of like Dmitry Bivol. It's a very bouncy, in and out, exhausting style. You've got to have crazy cardio for it, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. We'll take a look at Usyk's two most recent fights. We'll look at the Anthony Joshua fight, and then we'll look at the Daniel Dubois fight. Now, I think it's best to look at the Joshua fight because Usyk's going up against Tyson Fury, who is a big man, and Joshua is not far off Fury. Joshua's 6'6". So I think how Usyk looked in this fight against Joshua is going to give us a little bit more of an idea about how he's going to look in the Tyson Fury fight. Now, Joshua and Fury have got two completely different styles. Now, guys, I've just remembered, I watched this video the other day from Sky Sports Boxing. Oh my days. If you go and watch these highlights, it makes it look like Joshua won the fight. I've never seen highlights more biased in my entire life. When I was watching these highlights, I was thinking to myself, wait there, is this a different fight? Is this the first fight? Because I didn't see the first fight. Like, did Joshua actually do that good? Now, the first thing we'll pay attention to here is the almost Soviet-esque style that Usyk has got. And if you want to know what Soviet style is, it's a little bit more of a dynamic, bouncy type style. You need incredible endurance for it. It's a very rhythmic style. Just to give you some different looks. See the way he's moving? Very bouncy, wide stance, very bladed. Now, although Oleksandr Usyk is Ukrainian, he still has that same style. Pay attention to Usyk and his footwork and watch how he fights with this style. Now, one of Usyk's best weapons that I've seen from the few fights that I've watched is his jab. His lead hand is extremely active. It's always like this. He actually does circles with his lead hand like this, and he'll do it around your hand, so you're constantly almost mesmerized, like what's he going to do with that hand? And it's almost to distract you from his other weapons, from what's coming over here. But, however, it also sets up the jab for him. He's got quite a powerful jab. He stings people with it. Watch him catch Joshua with this exact technique here. You see that? Very, very sneaky. He goes left straight to the body, comes back, resets, and then throws that jab and catches Joshua and snaps his head back. Now, Usyk actually finished Dubois with the jab. Watch this sequence of punches. It might not seem like anything crazy, but Usyk actually sets up his jab. Usually, you use the jab to set up your other punches. Usyk throws some half-arsed combinations here, so punches with no real intention to land, just so then he can set up the, boom, heavy jab. Watch this.
It's made Usyk think about it for a moment.
Not too bad at all from Dubois there. But the straight... Oh!
Great shot! Right hand, great!
He is so smart. I know that might not look like much, especially to people who are only just getting into fighting or who watch this channel casually. But let me just show you what Usyk does here. So he throws a 1-2, then pivots off here, creates an angle, and then throws a lazy combination. I think it's a jab and then a left hook. Let's just watch. Yeah, kind of like a little lazy jab, then left hook to the chest. He makes Dubois feel that there's no immediate posing threat. He backs Dubois into the corner, and Daniel Dubois has only got two options here. He can go out to the left, or he can go out to the right. It's probably not a good idea to pivot off to the right or his left, because Usyk is already close to the ropes on the right. So his only other option is to go over this way to the left. Now, the weapons that are available for Usyk right there is mainly the left hook, but Usyk catches him as Dubois is trying to circle out to his right with a jab. Fast and stingy. Watch. So right here, as he goes to move out, bang, absolutely twists his head around. As Dubois is trying to reset, he comes out to his right, and Usyk just, boom, catches him offbeat. Nice jab. Little off-rhythm jab right there. And that's the thing with Usyk, is because he fights in a rhythm, almost with that Soviet style. It's very bouncy. When you are fighting in a rhythm, it becomes predictable, but you can also go off rhythm. You can use the rhythm to trick your opponents and catch them off guard by going off your own rhythm. So this is high-level stuff where you get your opponent to figure out your own timing. So then when you go off time and you go off beat, that's when you catch them, because they're expecting the rhythm. And that's what Usyk did right there. Now back to the Joshua fight. Let's take a look at some more highlights. Now I feel like this is what Fury might try and do with Usyk. I know we're not really talking about Fury in this video, but it's a little small example. Joshua gets a little bit dirty here. He holds on to Usyk, grabs him behind the neck and tries to sneak in a couple uppercuts. So right here.
Very light on his feet.
The thing is Joshua was actually quite lean in this fight, whereas Tyson Fury, you know, he's a big guy, although he's coming in a little bit leaner into this fight. It might be beneficial for Tyson Fury to try and lean on Usyk and wear him down a little bit, get a little bit of lactic acid into those arms. He wasn't able to do it against Francis Ngannou because Francis is stronger than Tyson Fury. This is something I forgot to mention in yesterday's video. Francis Ngannou is also used to grappling. He's used to clinching more. It's a completely different energy system. So Tyson Fury wasn't able to do any of that stuff against Ngannou, but Tyson Fury might be able to do it to Usyk. And here's that jab in slow motion for you. So, ooh, here's another example of Usyk breaking the rhythm. He throws a jab and then he catches Joshua with an offbeat, weirdly timed left straight. So right here, he throws the jab, bang, and then just when Joshua's not expecting it, he throws the left hand. Just very sneaky, very nice. And once again, here's that sneaky jab. Bang, you can see that those jabs are really affecting Joshua. Joshua's almost like turning round after getting stung by one of them. And that's the thing, Usyk doesn't possess like crazy power, but there's something about his jab that's just a little bit unusual. It seems very stingy. It seems to affect his opponents. Now, in this Fury versus Usyk fight, you've got a master of movement against another master of movement. And here's a really good example of the amazing movement that Usyk has. So watch this sequence right here.
It already feels...
I know it's very simple, but when you watch what he's doing, so Joshua feints the jab, Usyk ducks down anticipating the jab, throws the left hand straight off it, then ducks out of the way expecting the counter, and then pivots off, creating a new angle there just to keep Joshua guessing. Joshua catches him there with a nice right hand though, but then Usyk follows up with a left hook and catches Joshua. So this is a really good exchange. And then good defense on the way out there by Usyk. One thing that we're establishing here when we're watching these clips is that Usyk is very hard to hit. So is Tyson Fury, just in two completely different ways. I'd say Tyson Fury is a little bit more elusive when he's on the back foot. So he can fight on the back foot, kind of like Muhammad Ali. Jab, 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 move around the outside, Philly shell up, deflect the shots off his shoulders. Whereas Usyk has Really good head movement in the close range. On the inside, he creates those angles. We see him pivot quite a lot. Once again, we have another job that really hurts Joshua.
Over the years, Jack Dempsey.
Honestly, that's so fast. And you even see Joshua's legs almost go a little bit there. He looks a little bit shaky and tingly, like he's had a few jolts of electricity puff through his body. Watch how fast it is as well. And then look at the reaction that you get from Joshua.
Over the years, Jack Dempsey.
Really good.
Fields trilogy. Body shot from... I mean, this is a real fight. Good shot. How about that? Body shot.
This right here is another great example of how Usyk can still be very evasive even when he's on the ropes and hard to hit. This is the danger zone right now. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson talks about it. The void in between each fighter, basically the space between them. This is the danger zone for Usyk because Joshua can just stand at this distance and pick Usyk apart. But good job, Usyk has got really good defense. Watch his side-to-side lateral movement in this sequence here, and then when he's about to be in danger, he closes the distance and completely removes that void between him and Joshua entirely. So watch now.
And a body shot from Joshua.
Right there. So if Usyk finds himself in trouble against the ropes with Tyson Fury putting the pressure on, which I actually don't think we're going to see. We know that Usyk has got the movement, has got the defense whilst he's up against the ropes in order to be able to survive. And Joshua is a power puncher. Tyson Fury doesn't hit anywhere near as hard as Joshua. So the fact that Usyk can survive blitzes like these, that must make him extremely confident going into this fight against someone like Tyson Fury, who is not a power puncher.
And a body shot from Joshua. A good shot from Usyk. From Joshua there, catching those shots.
Now, I absolutely love this combination that Usyk does right now.
From Joshua there, catching those shots.
Very simple, but if you watch it again, he goes jab, jab, left hook to the head, left hook to the body, and then right, I think that was a jab on the end. Just the way he mixes it up. Do we see combinations like these from Fury? Not to my recollection. And if there's any of you divvies out there who take that sentence as me taking shots of Fury, snap yourself out of it. There's some absolute numpty fight fans who will take one little tiny thing you're saying, oh, you hate Tyson Fury. Now, this is where it gets crazy and where I was in disbelief when I was watching this live. From round 10 onwards, Usyk just turns into some sort of Ukrainian machine who's just got infinite amounts of fuel in the gas tank. This is round 10. Look how fresh he looks. Look how much he's still bouncing. His style hasn't changed whatsoever. He's still got that bouncy in and out style. He's pivoting more, creating new angles, head movements off the charts. Just look at the levels that Usyk is playing at in round 10 here.
To retain these belts. Oh, good shot from Usyk. And Usyk. Good right hook too there. Taking them well. Still coming forward. Oh, good shot from Usyk. Oh, he's a bit out. But again, he's up the gears. Let's try and do it again. Oh, good shot.
Damn, like he took that shot from Joshua then, which shows that he's got a chin. But damn, did you see that movement? He mixes it up so good. And amongst all these combinations, he's bouncing, he's pivoting, he's ducking, he's slipping, he's countering, and then he's getting rocked, and then he's back to the bouncing, and then he's countering, and then he's creating angles. In terms of well-rounded fighters who appear to have no holes in the game, can you really mention anyone other than Usyk in the heavyweight division, I mean? And that's not me making a statement that no one is better. Maybe you guys answer it in the comments. Give me some other heavyweight fighters who I can check out, who are really well-rounded and who don't appear to have any holes in the game. Only critique I would give to Usyk is obviously he is the smaller man, but there's nothing he can really do about that. But is the power aspect. I would really like it if he had a little bit more power in his shots. He's still a power puncher. He's got 14 KOs. That's it. 21 wins, 14 KOs, undefeated. So I'm not saying he's got no power. I'd just like to see him have a little bit more pop in his shots at heavyweight. But, you know, he finished his last fight with a jab. It's not easy to do. Let's refresh our memory how Usyk responded after this monstrous right hand that he took from Joshua. Oh, Sam, like that uppercut right hook. Friggin' hell.
In the dying seconds, he's using his... And Usyk starting to really plant his... And he looks so comfortable, Usyk. Usyk not the biggest puncher. But still, Usyk.
Now, if there was another weakness that Usyk had that was exposed during this Joshua fight, I would maybe say body shots, because Joshua hit Usyk a few times with the body shots. It's going to be a little bit harder with Tyson Fury being so tall and Usyk being a lot shorter, being able to reach down for those body shots, but that could be a part of Tyson Fury's game plan. Go in there, try and rip some body shots to Usyk, slow him down, but you can see right here, Joshua hits Usyk with a nice body shot.
Oh, good body shot.
Right there.
That's hard too.
Look at Usyk's pace in this 12th round.
It's a good right handle about the massive risk here, isn't it? Well, he was backed up on the ropes, now he gets back. It's back with body shots. And time is going to run out unless he's there just rolling out, hinting his name as a real true.
These highlights didn't actually do it justice, to be honest, but...
His name as a real true.
Oh, head movement. The way he slips and defends and then counters is just... It's perfect. Watch here in slow motion. Joshua throws jab. Usyk ducks 1, 2 on the chin. And then they end up in close, so Usyk is safe. Joshua's now fought Usyk twice, and here's Joshua's opinion on who he thinks will win this fight.
I don't know. You probably heard it a few times, but I've fought Usyk. I think he's a phenomenal fighter, and I think he's got a great team around him, honestly. And you're only as good as your team, but I think he's got a really good team around him. After being in the ring with him and studying him, still studying him now, I think that he's the one to edge it. Probably because I've experienced his ring generalship and ring craft on 2 occasions, and I think he's top tier.
So how do I see Usyk winning this fight? I'll be honest, guys, as I'm watching it, I just think to myself, like, how the hell is this fight going to go down? You can clearly make a solid argument for how Tyson Fury is going to win this fight. You can also make a solid argument for how Usyk is going to win this fight. And I'm not sitting on the fence. We're just trying to be as unbiased as possible here. Now, personal opinion aside, I think this is going to be a very difficult fight for Tyson Fury. I think the way Usyk is going to win this fight is just trying to put the pressure on Tyson. It's the only real option he has, because Usyk's not going to stay on the outside and try and jab Tyson Fury. Tyson's reach is just too long, so I think Usyk is going to close the distance. He's going to put that pressure on Tyson. He's going to be slipping Tyson Fury's jab and then throwing his own jab. I think we're going to see an abundance of body shots by Usyk on Tyson Fury, and I think it's completely possible for Usyk to walk away with the decision in this fight. So I think he's going to get the knockout. I'm not too sure. I doubt it. I'm trying not to make this video a predictions video, but I don't think Usyk is going to get the knockout. I think it's just a lot more logical to say that if Usyk is going to win this fight, that he's going to do it by outpointing Tyson Fury. He's certainly got the skills, he's got the cardio, he's got the variety, he's got the movement. The man literally does not stop when he fights. He never rests, he never takes a break. So anyone who is counting Usyk out, I don't think that's a smart move. What do you guys think about Usyk? Who reckons he's going to win this Saturday? And all the Tyson Fury fans out there, if you think Tyson Fury is going to win, try to be unbiased and let me know what challenges you think Usyk is going to present to Tyson Fury. I'm also going to be doing a live stream this Saturday for this fight. We'll do a fight companion, so make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we go live. And also a quick little reminder, I've got my very own training app releasing in July. So if you want to pack on a little bit of muscle so you look good on your next lad's holiday, also your missus finds you a little bit sexy and she's not looking at other lads anymore and she can finally look at you. Oh, my boyfriend's fit. He's sexy. Or maybe you just want to improve your physicality for your combat sports, have a little bit less body fat and a bit more muscle so you're more filled out for your respective weight class, then this training app is going to be perfect for you. It's going to show you how to pack on the pounds or kilos of muscle naturally without compromising your performance. Whether it's in the bedroom or the boxing ring, it doesn't matter. 13 years of coaching experience all in this app. If you want to get notified on its release and stay updated, check the first link in the description, sign up to the newsletter list, and don't worry, I won't spam you. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.